Now, US White House hopefuls Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton have sharpened their attacks just 6 months out from the presidential election. The two likely candidates for the Republican and Democratic parties are running almost neck and neck in national polls. But Bernie Sanders' strong performance in the Democratic race means Clinton still needs to keep one eye over her shoulder. But for more on this, we're joined by Peter Mathews. He's Professor of Political Science at CYPRESS College. He's joining us live from Los Angeles. Mr. Mathews, very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. So as we've just mentioned, Donald Trump is polling ahead of Hillary Clinton for the first time in this presidential race. Are more Republicans and more Americans coming around to the idea of a Trump presidency?
Well, yes, he's has been able to unite the Republican Party voters, not so much the donors, but the voters and some of the members of Congress who are concerned the voters will throw them out if they don't support Trump. And Hillary's numbers have gone down also. She's lost some support, particularly among the potential Bernie supporters who are hanging on to Bernie still and supporting him very strongly all the way to the end. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out later on. But she is behind Donald Trump in the average polls, yes, the average of all the polls. And
Donald Trump, it seems, is behind Bernie Sanders. I mean, how should we interpret the polls which show, consistently showing Bernie Sanders beating Donald Trump in a presidential election? What are we to make of this?
It's the one-on-one poll, and Bernie Sanders beats Trump by 11 to 15 points. Hillary Clinton is behind Trump, so it shows that Bernie Sanders would probably be the stronger candidate. And it's making people have second thoughts about it. Hillary, if she wins the nomination, will have a difficult time getting Bernie supporters. About 20% of the young people respect and like Hillary Clinton, and very few, about at least 10 or 20%, will not vote for her as of now. So she has to convince the people that support Bernie that she's actually authentic, she's progressive, and she really means her progressive politics, not just mimicking Bernie to get some votes. So that's what I make of it, is Donald Trump could possibly win this election. It's a long ways off still. Many factors could come into play. There's always a chance that if Hillary doesn't get things together and unite the party, Donald Trump will be able to do this. And he's also adopting some Democratic positions. Donald Trump is against TPP and free trade. He can always say Hillary Clinton was the one who designed the TPP, so even though she's against it now. So there's a lot of interesting twists and turns here with the various issue positions.
Yeah, absolutely. And on Sanders, beating Trump in the polls, do you think that the Democrats will they take that fact into consideration when choosing the Democratic nominee for president at the convention? Should they?
They absolutely should, in my view, and especially if Hillary Clinton does not win the 2,383 delegates that she needs in the pledged delegates. If she's short, and Bernie's also short, maybe even a little shorter, they're both falling short of the number that they need, and we'll have to rely on the super delegates, and that's where the super delegates will be persuaded by both of them, try to come on one side or the other, and Bernie's going all out to try to get enough of them to choose him and give him some of their votes so that he can actually be the nominee. He's claiming he's the stronger nominee, and the way things look right now, at first shot, at face value, he does look like the stronger nominee at this point. So superdelegates will certainly consider that because they do want to win in November. They do want to win. Many people are terrified of a Trump presidency, including many Democrats and many independents. One more thing, Bernie Sanders is very strong with independent voters. In fact, that's why he's so far ahead of Trump. The independent voters are 40% of the American electorate now, and they're the largest single group. So Hillary has to be able to win them over, and she doesn't do that all that well with independent voters. She's losing 2 to 1 among the independents in the general election polls.
Peter Mathews, Professor
and against Bernie as well.
Of Political Science at CYPRESS College. Thank you very much for your time. It's been great talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.